Hi, I'm Stephen Hann from Archery Supplies, and today I want to talk about the Victory VAP arrows. Now, I did a review on these arrows when I first got them, but I didn't know how reliable they were going to be and how are they going to shoot. I've been shooting them now since I did the review, so let's say 4 months, and there are a whole heap of people shooting them, so I want to talk a bit about them. I want to talk a bit about the Victory VAP range. This is my puppy, Marla. And just basically tell you a bit about them. So I've been shooting them for, like I said, about 4 months. I haven't busted no arrows. Now I give my arrows a hard time. So I shoot 18 meters. That's what I shoot most of. And I generally shoot about 20 arrows at 18 meters into one target. So I give my arrows a hard time. These are I've got one there, sorry, with a knock on. These are the recent arrows where I've basically shot the knocks off. So I just want to show you some of the knocks that I've see there. Like that's a solid hit on the back end, and I'll just zoom that up. That's a really solid hit on the pin just there. And I've got all these have got big hits on the pins. So I've given these arrows hard work, right? I haven't busted any shafts. So normally with shafts, you're going to bust them down the front end. You go and bust them at the back end when you shoot the pins off. Nothing, no damage at all. Now I have damaged some pins, right? I haven't replaced any pins yet. So what I've found first off is these pins on the VAPs are stronger than the equivalent Eastern pins and the Tornado pins, particularly the Tornado pins from Win and Win. These are stronger. I don't get as many bends. I don't get any bends. Like that's taking a solid hit, and to me that pin looks dead straight. So the pins have been very good. Now with the pins internally, the internal fitting of the pin, it's a little bit looser than most pins, so you definitely need glue. And also I find the pin on the outside, when you fit your knock to it, I use biter knocks, which is that knock there. I find them a little bit tight, so it's not like the knocks are cracking, it's just sometimes you need a wrench to get them on. But they are definitely a stronger material. Now the points for the VAPs, that's the point just there. They come in 3 sizes, the 140 grain, which is adjustable from 140 to 130 to 120. They come then in a 110 grain point, which is 110, 100, and 90, and then they come in at 80, and then the third point is 80, 70, and 60 grains adjustable. Now I've found that really, really good. And what's really good about that is I shoot these arrows for recurve and compound, so I have different arrows for both. It's really good for tuning. So if you find the 120s are a little bit heavy and you want to go down a bit, you just drop down to the 110. Now on price, my price, Australian dollars on the points, is about $28. The gold tip equivalent point, which doesn't have that adjustability because you've got to buy weights, is $50. So about half price. Now with the gold tip point, just try and compare like and like. The gold tip point is 120 grains, but then you've got to add the weights. And just off the top of my head, the weights are $25 per 10 grains. So to come out to 140 grains, you're up to somewhere around $100 for the points. Just too expensive. Like I said, I have had no problems with the back end splitting. They've been really robust. But overall, what I've found with these arrows, they come with three levels of straightness. These are the sports. So these are meant to be 0.006. They come in a green, which is that one, which is 0.003. And they come in an elite, which is the yellow, which is that one, which is meant to be 0.001. Now, when I take on a new product, I've got to test it. And basically me grabbing the sport variety was me seeing how good these arrows are. Now, my first time I shot these arrows, I shot 299 out of 300, and that's with the sports, so the 0.006 ones. Now, I've given these arrows I've sold them to a whole bunch of people, and what they've found is there's very little difference between the 3 grades of arrows. as far as scores, the scores they're shooting. Now, that's not the case with other arrows. Other arrows, you do notice quite a bit difference between the .005s, the .003s, and the .001. And what you also notice is you'll notice a big difference between brands of arrows as far as the scores which you shoot. Now, part of that's to do with the spine and how accurate the spine is. And the spine is how much the arrow flexes out of the bow. The Victories are just amazing. Now, I kind of don't want to... Like, I've shot a whole bunch of arrows. These are, I'm going to say, the strongest. The Pierce, I shot the gold tip Pierce, which were great. You know, didn't have any issues, but I'm shooting better scores with these than they're half price. Now, Tracy in my shop, she's shooting these. She shot 299 out of 300 at the Nationals with them. She won the state championship with them. And she was previously shooting Tornadoes. She's the win-and-win Tornado arrow, which is meant to be a .001. She did get .001s, and she's got .00 the sport, so she's got elites and sports. She didn't find any difference in the scores between the two arrows. She's a good shooter. She just won the state championship shooting the Victory VAPs. At the recent state championships in Adelaide, I had a person from my club pick these arrows up 2 days before the championship, and he shot them in the championship. He broke the Australian record by 100 points shooting VAPs. Now, people always say to me, what's the difference between these and carbon ones? I don't know. I haven't shot carbon ones. I honestly, like, the diameter is the same. I just don't see the people shooting big scores with carbon ones, and I'm sure there are. I don't have any question. I just don't see it, because if you're an Eastern shooter, you're generally shooting X10s, which are, you know, $500 shaft. So I don't see the Eastern distributors shooting carbon ones, where, you know, if I'm a Victory distributor, I'm shooting these shafts and I'm going, do you know what? They're cheap arrows, they're $140 shafts, I'm shooting good scores with. And overall, to make up these arrows in a set, you're looking at around $200. Like on the weekend, there was a shoot, it was the state championships, and there was two kids. There was actually four kids, but these two kids I'm going to compare. One's got a PSE Stinger, a $500 bow, and he's shooting these arrows, the VAPs. He had to drive 5 hours to get to the shoot in the morning, and he shot a great score, right? Shot a great score. He was 20 points off the winning score, but the winner was shooting a $2,500 bow, a $500 sight, a $500 set of stabilizers. I'm going to guess he was shooting X10 arrows, which are probably around $700, maybe $600. So one kid's got $700-800 worth of archery gear. The other one's got $4,000, and there's 20 points difference in a 1,400 point round. Now, the kid who won by 20 points is going to say, yeah, I should have had 30 points extra because I missed the target. Yeah, well, you know, my point is that the difference is not substantial between that and your X10 arrow. The durability, I shot with a person shooting X10s on the weekend. He went through the foam target, so straight through the foam with a recurve, straight through the foam into the wood, and the arrow broke. It bananaed. And that's a recurve. Now, with these arrows, I'm hopefully going to be able to put the picture on, because I had a guy from Port Pirie. He was shooting these, shooting great scores with them. He shot the arrow, target bow, straight through the steel frame, and hopefully I'm going to be able to put the picture on about now. I'm hopefully going to be able to get the picture. Through 2 bits of steel, pulled the arrow out, and the arrow's fine. It's just... Now, also, I've had other people shoot steel with these arrows, and they've been fine. Now, I'm not going to say these arrows are going to be fine through steel. I'm just saying that people have had a really good run as far as scores and durability with the VAP Victory arrows. Now, a little bit about Victory. I didn't know much about them at the start. I know more now. They're owned by Mitsubishi Motors. So they're the archery arm of Mitsubishi Motors. They're big into carbon. They do all sorts of carbon for automotive. They do carbon for golf. And they supply a lot of the manufacturers of arrows with carbon. So these people, Victory told me they're state of the art as far as carbon's concerned. Now, with what's probably confusing, as my pup, what's probably confusing for archers is with the VAPs, there's actually two types. There's the target, which is this one here with the silver lining, and there's this one here. And this is just the VAP. Now, the difference between them, there's nothing. The only difference is the normal Victory, not the target one, the normal Victory comes with inserts, and the target version does not. So they're the inserts there. So it's an insert which goes inside the shaft and outside the shaft, so extremely strong. So basically, if you're shooting field points, you want to shoot field points or you want to hunt, you go for the normal VAPs. If you want to do target shooting, go for the VAP target because they don't have inserts and they're about $10 cheaper. Now, the other difference is the VAPs have this ice coating over the front, which makes the shafts a little bit more slipperier to get out. It's basically like glass. These ones, the sports that I shoot, have the ice coating. The VAP target sport have the ice coating. The VAP sport don't. But all the rest of the range do have the ice coating. Is the ice coating a big deal? Yes, no, I don't know. The equivalent shafts by the carbon ones by Easton don't have the glass coating over the end. The Tornadoes don't. Now, I like the Tornado shaft. I think the pins are a little bit soft. The points are good, but the points only come in two sizes, 120 and 190. I think for target shooting, for what I'm doing, I like the 140 grain for compound. I shoot 110 for recurve at the moment, but I think I shot better with 120s. But overall, like Victory produce a whole range of shafts. These are the ones I've been shooting, the VAPs. There's a whole bunch of others, but I have had, in 4 months, I've had not one person say there is a problem with these arrows. Everyone shoots better scores with them. And I'm not even saying you're going to shoot a better score with them. They just do. I shot great with them first up. I shot my best scores with them. Tracy, who works here, she shot her best scores with them. She said that she thinks they come out a little bit straighter out the bow. That's the feedback I get from people when I sell them, because I ask people what they're like, how they're holding up. Now, on the negative side, Tracy shoots about 10 arrows per target at 18 meters, and she crunches her arrows, so her groups are basically like that. She did break of her elites through Robin Hooding them. She did break, I think, 5 shafts with cracks at the back end. Now, with her new shafts, which are the sports, she's broken none. She's no longer grouping 10 arrows at a time at 18 meters. Now, I shoot more arrows, but I don't shoot at a foam target. I shoot at the plastic target, so a little bit more forgiving on the arrows. But still, that's been the only ones I know of that have been broken. And like I said, that's taken a heck of a hit, and that's with a 60-pound compound, and it hasn't busted the end of the shaft. So, but she was crunching hers in the back end. But they're the only ones I've known which have been broken, but they're extremely durable, and she's hit still with them and no breakage. So, yeah, overall, and the Victory for me, the Victory VAP and the entire Victory range in the 4 months has been huge. The sales, I mean, the hunters are liking them because of the price point's really good. Their 3D HV, which is their speed arrow, has been really popular. The medium size, the 204 is less popular, so I find people either going for the VAP, which is the 166 thickness, so the thinnest, or they're going for the 246, which is your normal carbon size, because it's cheap. I'm really not getting much of an in-between. I am selling some in-between ones, but that's it. The vanes stick well, and I'm just going to run back through that. So when you've got your ice coating here at the front, they don't put the ice coating at the back, so they stick really, really well, the vanes. I had no issue with vanes coming off. And yeah, I think the pricing's great. I don't know that they are meant to be spine aligned, but I don't know. I don't know about that. As far as whether it helps or doesn't help, I just know I shoot better scores. I know the shafts are durable, and I know the price point's good. You know, in the price point, these are cheaper than the carbon ones. They're a similar price to the Win and Win Tornadoes, and that people just shoot good scores with them. So, I mean, carbon ones might be similar. Carbon ones don't have a good point system like these at this price. The pins on these are better, and I don't know. I just don't. I've had a number of archers swap from carbon ones to these, and I do ask how they've gone, and their ratings have improved straight up. First day, bang, better scores. So it could be mental. I don't know. People are shooting across the board. People are shooting better scores with these arrows. Take from it what you will. And you know, if you don't shoot better scores, I'm sorry, but yeah. Honestly, before I picked up this Victory brand and the VAPs, I knew nothing about them. I did some research, and everyone raved about them. They said these arrows are the go. This is what you want to shoot. This is what you want to sell. I was looking at Black Eagle, and I picked up the Victory brand, and I've gone from strength to strength with them. I mean, I'd say on the weekend at the state championships, I'm going to say at least a third of the competitors were probably shooting VAPs. And there was a few record shot and some good score shots. So I'm pretty happy with the VAPs. Give them a go when you're looking at a new arrow, and see how they go. And they're not expensive. And I know you can shoot a big score with these arrows. Before you go up to the .001s or the 003s, you know, if you don't believe me, try the .005s or 006, whatever these are, the sports, because I shoot really, really well with them. They cut nicely. They feel a bit different than normal carbon too. So, but yeah, I've been over the moon with them. And with my recurve, like I said, I'm shooting with that now as well. And they just enabled me to tune the recurve with the different point weight more so than the other arrows, because now I can try 130 grains and stuff like that. So I like that, and I like the price point. So yeah, so I'm Stephen Hann from Archery Supplies. That's the Victory VAP. I've got people hunting with them as well as target shooting. Mainly target shooters are shooting them. What are the things I'd like to change on them? All the VAPs come with nocks. They all come with a bone-in F knock at the back end. Every single dozen of these arrows I sell, people take those nocks out. They fit a pin system to them. So if I was Victory, I would take those F knocks out because no one uses them. And let's say they are $3 a dozen. You know, yeah, like I said, let's say I've sold 100 dozen of them since I've had them, which I easily have. Every single person has taken the nocks out. So to me, I mean, the F knock is a nice knock, but a lot of target shooters and people shooting these arrows are going to Robin Hood their arrows. So you want to fit this pin system to them. I mean, if I hadn't fitted pins to all those arrows would be broken. And yeah, that's a lot of arrows to break. So fit the pin system. The pins are $20 a dozen. That's Australian for a dozen. The nocks I shoot are $20 a dozen for the biters. McKinney pin nocks are a little bit cheaper, probably around $15 a dozen. They shoot perfectly fine. I just find these biter nocks are a little bit more robust. So, but McKinney's are good. I've shot them as well. So I hope that's given you a rundown. But yeah, drop us a note if you shot them. I really like them, and yeah, I'm happy with them. If I was shooting bigger scores, I may try a $600 a dozen arrow, but I don't practice enough. I need to practice more, and if I did practice more, then I'd definitely give the $600 a dozen, like the Carbon Express RZ arrows a go, which are slightly thinner than these. I would give those a go, but for me, I can't justify it. If I shoot a 9 instead of a 10, it's me. It's that simple. But if I was going to World Championship, I'd try a more expensive arrow. So just to see the difference. So yeah, I hope that's helped you. And like I said, my first review on these arrows, I didn't really know much. Now I can't recommend them highly enough. So Victory VAP in the 3 grades, pricing's good. Even the top grade, I think the difference in each price grade is about 30 Australian dollars, so about 20 American dollars roughly. It's up to you whether you shoot elites, whether you shoot greens, whether you shoot yellows. I've got some elites, I've got some gamers, I've got some sports. They all shoot the same. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, and yeah, stay tuned for the next one. Thank you, bye. And this is Marla. See you later. Bye.